pardon the breach in protocol, but I feel that excuses are but skins of reasons. I made some mistakes, and I should take the blame for them. Mrs. Brianna Caldwell was listed in the first set of credits as production manager. She should have been listed as co-producer. I apologize to her and to the members of the team. I did not include in program 2 the list of credits. And I did not realize that but that's not a good reason. As I say, excuses are but skins of reasons. I take full blame for not including the listing of the credits in program 2. I apologize to Mrs. Cecily Moore and the team because she and they have brought to us some dynamic people in some terrific settings that you and I may not have been apprised of, and you need to hear about them. So let's get back to the session, or let's begin session number 3. Let me make an iteration and say it a different way. Mrs. Cecily Moore and her team have brought together some very dynamic people and some very interesting places and circumstances that we may not have been apprised of, and they have made a statement positively for the president, and you must be apprised of that statement and understand it so that you can take the appropriate actions desired. Let's get back to the program now.
No president, not me, not any of my predecessors, no one could have fully repaired all the damage that he found in just 4 years. Now, but he has laid the foundations for a new, modern, successful economy of shared prosperity. And if you will renew the president's contract, you will feel it. You will feel it. Folks, whether the American people believe what I just said or not may be the whole election. I just want you to know that I believe it. With all my heart, I believe it.
Hello and welcome back to Thread the Needle. I'm sitting with Natalie Carpenter. She's a broker with Caldwell Banker. Hi, Natalie. Welcome.
Hi, Cecily.
Tell me a little bit about you, Natalie, what you've done before, how you got to this place.
Well, I've been in real estate for 22 years. First as a sales associate.
Really?
Yes, and I've been a managing broker for 20 of those 22 years.
Always with Caldwell Banker?
Always with Caldwell Banker. I started my career with Caldwell Banker.
Wonderful. Okay, so how large is the office?
Well, the office that I manage currently is 95 agents strong. I've managed as many as 120 at one time and as few as 6.
Natalie, interesting question. Are you the only female broker in the company?
No, not at all. I'm not the only female broker in the company.
Are you the only African-American female broker?
Yes, I do believe I'm the only African-American female broker in the Chicagoland company, Caldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, LLC.
Okay, that's wonderful. So out of your 95 agents, what changes have you seen that some of the agents have had to implement over the past, say, 3-4 years since the market has crashed and since we're all trying to hang on and rebuild?
Well, some of the biggest changes have been the agents deciding to incorporate distress sales into their marketing plan.
What's a distress sale?
Distress sale is a short sale, a foreclosure, an REO, bank-owned property.
The ones on the cheap.
Yeah, well, they're not always that cheap.
Well, that's what everybody always asks me. You have any of those cheap foreclosures?
Well, it kind of depends on the market to determine what the price is going to be and what the other properties in the area have sold for.
So any property can be distressed or short sale or?
Almost definitely.
Okay.
We have a growing number of distressed properties even in the luxury markets around the area. And basically the prices are determined by what the prices in the area have been selling for.
So
It's a
whatever
great
the buyer
thing.
will pay.
Yeah, exactly. What the buyer will pay is really the key.
Okay, that makes sense. What do you want to see happen with your office?
With my office in terms of,
Changes, new creative things, anything you have on the horizon?
well, Coldwell Banker is very involved in the community, and I think I'd like to see more outreach to the community. I think people in Chicagoland look to us for education, not just to sell their homes, but also to educate them about what's going on in the marketplace and how they can obtain wealth through real estate. And I'd like to see our agents be more involved in the communities that we serve. Our office is the only office on the south side of Chicago that's a Coldwell Banker brand. So we serve all of the communities on the south side.
And the south suburbs as well?
South suburbs too. As a matter of fact, our nearest suburban offices are Oaklawn and Flossmoor.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Oh, it is, but we have 95 agents, so we certainly have enough opportunity to cover that ground.
Absolutely. So you mentioned doing more work with the community.
Mhm.
Is that the charitable?
Well, charitable, charity begins at home. So we definitely would like to do more charitable work, but we also want to outreach more to the communities because a lot of the South Side neighborhoods are suffering in the fact that the housing values have gone down because of the distressed market. We are very much involved in trying to educate the consumers and the owners and renters in those communities as to how they can maintain or stabilize, their marketing prices. Because quite honestly, some areas have been hit well over 50%.
So they lost
in terms of
50%?
They lost over 50% in value in a lot of areas. In the Hyde Park area, which is traditionally a vertical market, there have been a lot of condo sales, Hyde Park, Kenwood, Bronzeville, and around that area. They've suffered dramatically since the market crashed because financing has become so difficult. We are trying to partner with community advocates to talk to the banks to try to get a better system for loaning money for these condos.
Okay. Now I was here and I saw an agent here having a class. I guess it was a buyer education class of some type. Is that what you mean about reaching out to the community?
Exactly.
Yeah. How often are you guys doing those things?
We actually do them quite often where the need arises. We'll go out into the community and provide buyer education as well as seller education classes. And we also hold them in the office. We at least once a month there are buyer education classes being held at our office.
Okay. And are you seeing a turnaround with that?
We're seeing more people that did not know, more first-time home buyers coming to the market because properties are so affordable. They are not realizing before they come to one of these seminars that they can actually afford to buy. And
Welcome back to Thread the Needle. I'm sitting here with Shoya Bowman. Hi, Shoya.
Hi.
Tell me everything about you guys. You recognize her face, don't you? From everywhere, all the time, on the scene.
Right.
She's so creative. She's done everything. Shoya, tell us a little bit about what you have going.
Well, right now I have a stage play coming out, and I'm so excited. My play was just chosen for the Atlanta Black Theater Festival.
Oh, wow.
So yes, I'm really, really excited. So that'll be October 5th. So coming
What's
up
the
really
name of
soon. Love's Got a Hold on Me.
Uh-oh.
Love's Got a Hold on Me is the story of two best friends that want to live each other's lives. One is married and one is single. And who doesn't want to think that the grass is greener on the other side?
Okay.
So these two best friends have desires. Stacy is my sexy single promiscuous bombshell, and she's sick in love, and sometimes all the wrong places.
That should be good.
Right, and then Kim, her best friend, it keeps her grounded. She's married, has been married for years, a mother. She has a house built from the ground up, but yet she's still missing that one element of finding herself.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of envious of Stacy and all the fun she's still having, running around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. But then it also touches on the reality of relationships, and a lot of women deal with domestic violence, so that's our target, domestic violence. So we're bringing awareness to that, and so it's a wonderful production. I have a wonderful all-star cast. I'm so excited.
Where is it playing?
It's going to be October 27th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center at 7 o'clock p.m. And people can get tickets online at lovesgotaholdonme.com.
Love's Got a Hold.
I know, I'm so excited.
What was your inspiration? Tell us
My
about
inspiration came from my book, actually, that you have here, Goodbye Don't Always Mean Gone. It stemmed from that, and I started writing back in 2003 because I dealt with a lot of failed relationships.
Okay.
So
you
unfortunately,
turned that around.
yeah. So I turned that around. I'm in a positive one now, so I can say I finally have a good man.
There you go. That's important.
Yes,
It
yes.
knows everything
yes.
else out. I'm
Yes.
telling you. But go ahead.
So I started writing some poetry. My first book was called Issues, so I actually have two books. Issues is the first one, and
Told
then
you everywhere,
yes,
everything,
I'm
all the
doing
time.
everything. And so then Goodbye came about, and like I said, I wanted to bring after people would read the book, they would say, this should be a stage play, or this should be a mini series. And I'm like, okay, I can see myself on the big screen. But I wanted to start small and do a stage play, which is not an easy task because I'm not just a playwright. Now I'm a producer, so I have a team of people, the LGH team, the Love's Got a Hold on Me team.
I love it.
And they just support me. So, but I sought the advice and professional guidance from Miss Christine Houston.
I love it.
Christine wrote 227, and a lot of people don't know. 227, the 80s sitcom, it was a stage
It was a
play.
play before.
Yes. So Christine took me in under her wings, one-on-one at her house, and she showed me and told me everything that she knows.
Ropes, huh?
Yes. She wanted to give back to African Americans, and she feels that this was her calling.
That's
so
a great sense of empowerment.
Right.
Man to woman to help one another and to see you on your way in the proper way. She can probably guide you in
Yes.
ways that we wouldn't imagine. So you know you've got to give that back.
I know, and I do. I
Okay.
mentor people all the time, and I do teach aspiring writers to how to self-publish their books.
Oh, good deal.
Mhm.
Excuse me. We probably also recognize your face from some small television show. It just
Well-
recently aired. When this will air,
Yes, I'm blessed. I'm a part of a group called Six Brown Chicks. Six Brown Chicks is a group of women. We're all writers, and we came together to share our life experiences with other women. And we just were lucky and fortunate enough to be on a show with Ayanna Van Zant,
all right.
the OWN network. So yes. So it's gonna come out, and I'm just so excited. It was a change my life experience,
Right.
one that I've never encountered. It was a wonderful experience, and it turned me around positively.
Okay.
And it just talked a lot about different things women do to each other and shouldn't do to each other.
That's a good thing. It gave you a takeaway.
Yes.
Something you can learn from and keep going. Well, what's wonderful is Shoya is not only articulate, as people like to say, which I think is a throwaway compliment, but she's talented, she's giving, and she's connected. And on so many levels. That's really wonderful. What I'd like for you to talk to me about is the Atlanta Festival.
Well, I do a lot of research on the internet, and I came across this contest, and it was the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. It's their first one, so.
Oh, so it's the inaugural event.
Yeah, it's their inaugural, so this is huge in Atlanta. So I wanted to submit my information, my script, and I didn't know how I was going to do it because I was going to also have the show here that I was producing. So I'm like, how am I going to do it? I'll just cross that bridge when it comes.
Just gonna do
And
it.
now the bridge has come, and we're headed there in like 2 weeks. So
Right. So that's the beginning of October.
that
And you'll
was-
be competing with other people? Or
it's 40 plays in 4 days.
Wow.
So we'll receive awards. So it's gonna be a wonderful experience.
That's a fabulous.
Yeah,
You got a big
and I'll
October.
be in the same theater house that Tyler Perry started in.
Uh-oh.
Yes, yes,
She's
yes.
just
You're
getting all
invited.
this good energy, all these good vibes.
I know, the
love it.
14th Street Playhouse, and people can get tickets there if they like.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you coming on board. You guys get out and see the play. Love's Got a Hold of Me, October 27th.
October 27th at the Harold Washington Culture Center, and they can purchase tickets online at lovesgotaholdonme.com.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, guess who popped in? It's Nico. Hey,
Hey,
Nico.
what's going on, Cecily?
I can't believe we were just sitting here talking. He popped in. So let's talk a little bit. What do you got going on, dude?
Well, you know, I'm what you would call a brand manager for, you know, several different liquor brands. So, you know, it ranges from single malt scotch to tequila and vodka. So that puts me in the middle.
I see that.
Yeah, it puts me in the middle of some, you know, fun situations, opportunities to build relationships with, you know, key people,
He's the man.
You know, I know a lot of people who are the men, and the women actually.
Thank you. Okay, so this show we're filming now in September will air in October. I hear you got some really interesting stuff on the horizon.
We do. Actually, we're doing a big social excellence award reception where we'll be raising a toast to key influencers and innovators here in the city of Chicago. It's going to range in, you know, basically from fields of philanthropy, education, business, art, and fashion. It's going to be during Fashion Focus Week, actually.
So that's what, the second week in October?
Yes, it's going to be October 17th, and we're going to be at Argent Restaurant. Now, please make sure you RSVP.
Yeah, because his things are always so over. You know,
Well, yeah, I mean, we did one at Michael Jordan's, and it was a great time, but we definitely want to make sure that we're able to, you know, create a quality environment. That's my job. My job is to bring the right people together and make sure that, you know, all the energy that we have in the room is you know, able to create. You know, if you come to, you know, any events that, you know, we do, which Akintosh and single malt scotch is normally the lead brand on. You'll be able to, you know, meet the politician, be able to meet that, you know, financial guy, you'll be able to meet that, you know, brother of the caliber of Curtis, Monday, who was just, you know,
who was just here.
killing it. He put me on game with the super PAC. But these are the type of individuals, caliber of people we like to bring together and, you know, leave our social, our society. You know, the culture itself is how we look at it. The culture of a so-called cool, but of innovation.
Of innovation.
Yeah.
So it's forward thinking.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the causes are not just fun, but there's some substance there as well, right?
Most definitely, most definitely. You know, one of the things I do is I'm charged with finding events that have a purpose, that give back, that have a conscience to them, so that we know we're just not funneling or fueling resources of, you know, just chaotic thinking and irresponsibility. No, not a part of my mantra at all.
Okay.
Also, too, just a quick shout out to the Bridgeport Arts Center. I'll also be sponsoring their fashion incubator launch, which is going to be occurring October the 18th.
So you're busy day, every day.
Oh, my day is always, I'm always at a magazine event, a lifestyle panel discussion, a media strategy session. I mean, I feel blessed with the fact that, you know, I'm able to help have influence and when I was looking at the whole genre of my career and what did I want to do,
This is when you were in Georgia?
This is when I was in Georgia, yeah. I started out at Bank of America, did that, and corporate wasn't my route. But I said, what industry am I going to focus on and harness my energy to? And, you know, just obviously living life and being able to be, you know, open and receptive to all the possibilities. Opportunities arose in the media realm, and from the media realm, it led me to, you know, other relationships into the, you know, hospitality industry.
Okay. But see, you've got to use your personality to connect. That's what you're here for. So that's what you do. I'm sure your son loves that too, because he used to meet and go.
Little Nico is a genius. He's brilliant. I love him. I'm not sure. He's 7. He'll be 7 October the 14th.
Again,
so happy birthday.
In October.
Yeah, October.
So busy.
My birthday is in October. I'll be having a big birthday, October 25th. Well, somewhere around there. So,
am I invited? I'm there.
Yes, we're doing it. I feel like it's going to be something on the water, so we'll probably do something on the boat.
Okay.
But I'll do that, and then we'll be in New York for some fun Halloween party, I think, with Kim K. So, you know, it's not about name dropping. It's really about affecting. I really want to just affect the culture.
Sure.
I want to affect those who have
We need that
influence.
here in Chicago, in particular.
Oh yeah, Chicago is the mecca.
Yeah.
Chicago, from my perspective, is the giant that doesn't understand its true power.
Yes.
Chicago is the giant,
Well,
is a titan that, because of its thought, see, Chicago, I mean, so many Chicago, I'm from Chicago, I love Chicago, but they turn over so much of their energy to the concept of Chicago City of Haters. Nobody supports each other in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We the second city. You know, so they take that, and the constant speaking of it makes it real.
Yes.
So Chicago changed its dialogue and started saying Chicago is boss. When we run it and we love and support one another in a positive way, you'd see the spirit change so quickly. Because with a positive mindset in this space, on this ground that we sit on, it becomes tangible.
Now you see why everybody wants to be with Nico. They want to talk to Nico, get a piece of Nico, because he has so much to share. Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. I just dialogue. I try to dialogue off the energy I feel around me in the space I'm in. But honestly, Chicago sits on a matrix. It's a vortex, if you will. I just keep it simple. This is how I look at things.
Okay.
So I realize that everything is circles, right? Mm-hmm. And I realize that the vortex or the conduits that we try to move through in life to help us get to the next step are just that. It's portals. So if you ever written the L, you've written the L, right? I think we all have Chi-Town. Look at how the L's from the red line to the blue line go into the center loop.
In the loop, yeah.
The loop.
360
Boom.
degrees.
Exactly. If you look at the layout of how the loop is laid out, it's a red line and a blue line, right? It's the same way if you think about how your heart pumps. You have the red blood cells oxygenated, the blue is deoxygenated, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the city in that facet, you'll see that Chicago is literally like a heart. It's the heart of the nation.
Wow, who would do that besides Nico? Who would think that way?
And if you look at it in that standpoint, you'll realize that that is a literal portal, and that what you think in that space or in that ground or on that land, you can manifest your destiny with a certain quickness that you probably never would have fathomed. But it's according to your faith.
It is according to your faith. It reminds me of speaking of Curtis in the other segment, and your president who says all the time it's not a red state, it's not a blue state, we're all together.
Sure.
Same concept, I love it. So you got these events coming up in
Sure.
October.
Mm-hmm.
What about going on to the holiday season?
Oh, holiday, November is going to be fun. We're in Atlanta, we're in New York, we're in Miami. We are where we need to be at to help influence and, you know, have real conversations.
So that we can see substantial change.
Absolutely.
In what we see on television, what we hear on the radio, what's open and accessible to us.
Absolutely,
right?
and I'm a humble and proud facilitator of those type of moments in time.
Yeah, people always say, well, they don't put that here, or we never get this. Do you ask? You gotta ask, because you can't close the deal unless you ask. This would be the person to ask. This is the go-to. Hey, why can't we get a beach party going or something unique and different that Chicago doesn't see all the time? You can make that happen?
I make it happen. I'm a believer in ideas. Now, please don't inundate me. You know what I mean? I was going to say that because I am going to share my direct contact info on here, ways you can stay in touch. But I do believe in the idea, and what I can do is I can help inspire others. I can inspire others. If I can be in your presence the same way we actually engage. Mm-hmm. If my presence can help inspire somebody else to actually implement or make their dream or thought reality, I've done my purpose. I don't need to be involved in every deal.
No, you just need to connect.
Exactly, and inspire.
Absolutely. That's what we did today, and I really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks, Nico.
Cecily, I appreciate you. If you want to stay in contact with me, you can find me on Twitter at NICOH777. I'm also on Instagram at Nico NICOH777. I'm always letting people know what's going on, casting calls, new opportunities to break into the media game, and come and celebrate with us. Thank you very much, Cecily, for the time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you too.
Doctor.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, Natalie, one other question I have for you. Legislatively, on both the local, so it'd be the state level, and possibly the federal level, what do you see happening that's going to impact the housing market, particularly that you will benefit from, your office will benefit from?
Well, on a state level, I am seeing more outreach from our state legislators. They're getting more input from us, the real estate professionals, as to how we think things should change in terms of opening up lending, dealing with the foreclosure situation. They're listening to us more. I'd like to see more of that. I mean, the new programs that President Obama's administration put in place, HAMP, HARP, HAFA, all of those programs. They've been excellent programs to get homeowners who are underwater, out. But it hasn't been enough. So I'd like to see more of that, and I'd like to see more dialogue between the real estate community and our legislative bodies so that we can really come up with a workable solution and we can work through this. I mean, banks have to be involved, realtors need to be involved, and our legislators need to be involved. And there needs to be more incentives in place. Remember the $8,000 tax credit?
Yes.
That created so much energy in the market. We need to do more of those types of things going forward to really stimulate the economy.
Yeah, because when people are buying, they're spending.
Right. I mean, I heard, and I've never really verified this, but I heard that every time a house is sold, 60 people are employed.
60 people.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
For one house and 60 people to be employed.
I've heard that also.
So.
And I believe it. Well, that's a wonderful thing. You mentioned earlier that some of the programs haven't moved, I guess, fast enough, or you haven't seen the biggest turnaround yet.
Well,
And what's the reason? Is that bureaucracy or?
I think it's bureaucracy. I think it's, it was so new. When the crash occurred, people were like in shock. They were in a state of shock. They didn't really know what to do. And then the programs rolled out, and they needed to be tweaked because they weren't all consumer friendly. I mean, they were proposed to be, and I mean, I think they had a good heart when they came up with those things, but it was like you had to, or the moon had to be in a certain place, and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think they've streamlined it a lot. I think that it's easier for people to understand. Real estate professionals are starting to understand it more. Attorneys understand it more, and the general consumer does. So it still needs to be tweaked somewhat because there's still some issues that have to be worked out. But I think if there's more dialogue between the real estate community and our legislators, they'll be able to work out those kinks going forward. But we're on the right path.
We are on the right path.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, great. Thanks, Natalie. I appreciate all your help.
Sure.
All right, so I'm sitting here with Wendy Lee. Everybody knows Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Cecily. How are you doing?
I'm good. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am a real estate broker for the last 10 years and focused primarily on the south side of Chicago. Through the struggle of the economy, decided to make a change or add another component to my work as well, and became an entrepreneur and did the health and wellness industry. So I became passionate about it because I found a product that actually worked to help me be healthy as well as keeping my weight off at a consistent level. Having to struggle with being overweight as a child, as a kid, into my teenage years, I said, this is a product that works. I want to be able to share this with other people. And so I decided to get fully entrenched into it and worked with a company called It Works Global. It's a health and wellness company that does natural supplements as well as a signature product which is called the Body Applicator. It's a magical product. It does
magical.
Yes, it tones, tightens, and firms the body, but it also detoxes the body. So I've been able to build a lot of customers from that, build a lot of friends, but what's most important, I'm also able to continue on with my passion being in real estate and sustain that industry as well.
So you manage your own time, you run your own business, yet again. How's the reception been?
Reception's been good.
Okay.
Really good.
Everyone is enjoying the product and they're coming back and telling you, so that's gotta be gratifying.
It's very gratifying. It's also gratifying to see that people who haven't even really talked about it with me about the product, but yet I hear from other people through, and another association of a person that you know.
So like friends of friends?
Correct.
Okay.
Even Marky Lemons even talked about.
Did she?
That I had a rap party at a client's house, and the husband came to me and said, this lady who was teaching my class, I don't remember her name, but she teaches real estate classes. And she said that this woman, she does real estate, but she does health and wellness, and she's very passionate about what she's doing, but she stays focused. Don't focus on just one industry. That's basically what it is.
And you have the resources, so you can network here, network there, and everybody can help everyone. That's why we're here talking now.
There you go.
Show me your product. Let's see what you wrote.
All right, sounds like a plan. So this is the wrap that we offer, and it's the signature product called the Ultimate Body Applicator.
Okay.
And I've been an entrepreneur and a distributor with the company for a little over a year, and I'm loving what I do because it helps people be healthy and stay healthy.
The detox part is really
Yes.
important.
Yes.
How does it work, Wendy?
It basically helps to go on into the skin, and it does two things. It tones, tightens, and firms the body up, but it also does detox. So topically on the skin, it helps to tone the skin, firm up the body. I've seen some magical transformations.
You wrap it around?
Yes, we wrap it around the body, and actually any body part you're looking to tone and tighten up and look good for an event, or just also as a jump start to a health and wellness
Program.
program.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is it terribly expensive or?
No, it's very economical. It's not the old school or the spa grade quality wraps, but we're spa grade quality. Let me excuse that. We're a spa grade, but we're an affordable option. Let's
Well,
say
that's
that
good,
we're,
'cause
you
Lord
know,
knows we need that.
exactly.
So
with
the women have
economy.
been loving it?
Women have been loving it and sharing it with other clients and other friends, and so I've built a nice book of business over the year, plus also taking that book of business and adding to my real estate business.
That's wonderful. How do we get in touch with you?
I can be reached at 847-420-5923, or you can email me at
All right, welcome back.
unwrappingmysexy,
We're here with
then
Mark
RAPPING,
decorated firefighter, real estate investor, all around great guy. All right.
All right.
Thank you so much, Wendy.
Thank you,
Chicago
Cecily.
fighter.
Take care.
Dude, was it
Yes.
fireman or firefighter? So
Well,
when I
we like to
decided,
say firefighter because there are women incorporated now.
Okay.
So this November will be 26 years.
26 years. He doesn't look like it. Doesn't he look like a little boy? Oh my God, the baby face. 26 years. I know you've seen some of everything, right?
Everything pretty much is.
Yeah. Tell me about some of your decorations.
The one I got was a unit decoration. Yeah, it was actually the last child I saved. His name,
Last child.
the last one. I always remember the last one. He passed 2 weeks after I saved him. His name was Amir Ball. But we saved him and got all the family members out, but they all perished. But we got a unit accommodation for that. That was the only one I got. But I have 14 saves, but the cities never gave me any recognition.
Well, wait a minute. If you save them, why do you say they perished? Is that from smoke inhalation or something?
Yes.
Because the smoke is more dangerous than the fire?
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
the heat.
he died from that 2 weeks later.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. And you've worked everywhere. When I met you years ago, you were with public education, so you was going out and educating people.
I had spent 23 years in the field, and I went to administration for 9 months to try it out, see if something different.
But no, you.
Oh, I love the work,
Mhm.
but you know, being in the political aspect, in the political field with the name people who, you know, the big shots.
Oh, that's right. You're
It's-
from a family of firefighters.
Yes.
Your brother, your dad, everyone. They're all tough guys. What great heroes, right?
Right, right.
Okay, so tell us other good stuff that you do, Mark. You volunteer somewhere? Something about the crock place?
Yes, well, there's a new center from the people who are McDonald's people called the Ray and Joan Kroc Center. One of my adopted sisters works there, so she told me
She
to
told
go
you.
and do, yes, to volunteer my time to build playgrounds, built a few playgrounds, did a few contributions for them, donations, and raised some money, and got some more members into the club, things like that. I do what I'm asked.
Yeah, he's always supporting a good cause. So you know I invited you on, although we have a sort of political focus on this show. Mark is supportive of what works. That's what I like to say. What do you see happening November 6th?
What I see happening, are you asking my political affiliation?
No, I'm asking, who do you think is going to win?
I believe President Obama will remain in office.
Okay.
I think that that's not going to do a good job at uniting the country, which is one of his goals, but I think everything starts at the bottom and works its way up to the top, and those cats are at the top.
Okay.
I'm more of a social soldier. I'm out in the streets, you know, that's where
what
I
you
reign
do.
supreme, you know, when I go to certain school. I like high school where I mentor at, which I won't give a name because I don't have permission. I talk to a lot of the kids and I learn a lot, and what they usually don't have is an avenue, you know, for outlet, and
Or
they see a
heroes
lot of,
sometimes.
well, and heroes, and they see a lot of the crime, and you know, you get someone like me on career day, or that's why I go often, because on career day you have people who have jobs coming and explaining to them about their jobs, but they don't know what these children go through going back and forth to school. I can't tell you not to join a gang. You may have to. I don't know the
Just about.
situation. I don't want you to, but I can't write. You know, they have, and that's what I learned from talking to them when you get out there.
The funniest thing is no matter how many showings we go on, because I know Mark from real estate, he jumps out of the car full steam ahead. He's got to give some crayons and books to kids. He's got to give a hat.
I give away whatever I got.
Yeah, whatever he has. He's always trying
I want
to.
to play cards all day. And first 20 years, I was in one of the busiest areas in the city, and I like to try to off-play that with, yeah, we do work, but we're firemen. When I was a kid, it was, I want to be a fireman, and I want to promote that now. You know, you get a lot of firemen who, you know, like you said earlier in one of your shows, the elephant in the room is always race, and race plays a big part in trying to, you know, have a positive outlook on the fire department.
Right, because there's some new firefighters that came on board after a long time, but what I was going to ask you about, in terms of being a firefighter and seeing things and getting out into the community, is the parents and the teachers and other people in the community, when they come to you and you guys respond, is that something you have to do, or is that something you guys do in addition to working as a firefighter? It's not a part of your job description to be nice and friendly and community-based. It's just what you do extra, is that right?
When we go to on a call?
No, outside of a call, when you go to school.
Outside of a call, oh yes, no, that's, excuse me, when before I got into the public education, my whole career I spent going to high schools, you know, high schools and things like that, because I had a lot of friends who are teachers on career day. So I got used to it. So it wasn't nothing new to me. But when I would go to these things, I would do it on my own time, my own equipment, my own money, you know, but it didn't mean anything. It was what you were supposed to do. But that's what I feel, you know, firemen are. My father was a fireman, my brother was a fireman. They were outgoing, they smiled a lot. It's hereditary, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I talk to everybody.
Yeah,
you know.
That's for sure. He talks to everybody. I love that. That's a cool thing. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you talking about that. I'm not asking your political affiliation. You did tell me President Obama will remain in office. How do you think that's going to affect homes? And here's why I really wanted you to be here. You see everybody's house that burns up, that halfway burns up, that they get a scare.
Poor.
Yeah, you know, you see the damage to the blocks. You call me all the time. What about this? This is a